the top. Congratulations. Is this your first or for the group? Is it the first or second Juno nomination?
It's our first album actually, and our
First
first
album.
nomination.
I just wanted to make sure I got that clear. Congratulations on this. How does it feel getting this nomination, especially off of your first album? This doesn't happen all the time.
I mean that is true, yeah. And I mean obviously it feels amazing, you know. And yeah, to get nominated for our first album is wonderful and remarkable. There's a nuance to that, which is that everyone in the band, we've all been making music for a really long time. You know, we've all been at this for a long time. So, this is our debut album, but we get to have and make a debut album with like between the nine of us, like we've all either been front people on or recorded on or produced like hundreds of albums probably. So we've all been at it a really long time.
Now, what are you nominated for and for what album?
Our album is called Answer the Call, and we were nominated for Blues Album of the Year.
Now, I usually do this towards the middle or end, but I'm going to do it right off the top. How does the album represent you folks, um, even before the nomination, and what's the album about?
Well, the album is is we are well represented in the album in terms of how we made it, because our band is truly a collective. Like I said, we've all been at this a long time. We've all bring like a complement of skill sets to what we do. You know, I'm a singer songwriter. I've been one for 25 years, so I bring that background. Our bass player Harry is also a record producer. He co-owns a studio, so he brings that. Our drummer Jamie is he teaches drums in at a jazz school and has a background in jazz. And like everybody brings, you know, different things to the table, and it's truly collaborative. And then when we made this album, we had worked out all the tunes in like a residency. Like we had a residency where we played at a place called Blues on White every week, every Wednesday for like 9 months. We did that, and so we co-wrote the songs and we got to road test them pretty extensively before we went to the studio. So when we went into the studio, we, as much as possible, we just tried to lay down what we had all come up with collaboratively, and we played it live, including my lead vocals. Like most of that record is live off the floor. So it really captures like how we work as a band, you know?
I'm glad you said that because to me, this is like a jam session.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we want. Like that's what we want our records to sound like, because we're a live band primarily. Like that's what we love to do, and that's what we want to get down. You know. So that's
Now, can
cool.
I say this with respect? You guys are in the wrong era, and especially your voice. Your voice is 70s. You guys are
Uh,
1977, 76. That's where I put you guys. Do
well,
you
I
guys
take that
feel
as a
that way
compliment.
sometimes?
Like,
And seriously, your voice, honestly, I could go back to 70s Chum or CFTR or whatever, and I could hear your voice on the radio.
that's so funny that you pinpoint particularly that year, because like so many of my favorite records were made in 1976. Like that's hilarious.
The thing I love about you guys is the fact that you guys came from that era. What is it about that era for you guys? Because you guys, I know your category was the blues, but you guys are funk. You guys are R&B. You guys are soul. You guys are contemporary rock. You guys are all these things that I grew up with back then. Why that sound? What is the attraction, and why does it work so well for you guys?
Well, I mean, to address the last part first, I it works so well for us, I guess, because that it's what we love. You know, it's just what comes out of us is what we all love as individuals and collectively. And I mean, you know, I might argue that there was something going on in music, and like I don't want to get too deep into it, but there was a lot of music that was really came from a pure place and came from a priority of like musicianship and and connection to roots, that like a lot of that kind of stuff. And those bands for whom that was the priority were, they had money behind them back then. something has happened to the music industry since then, and I think there's a reason why lots of people are still going back to music from the late 60s and the 70s. You know, like I have kids, it's like every generation anew is discovering that same stuff over again because it's because it's great. You know, it's got heart. It doesn't, those recordings don't age because they've got heart and soul at their core, you know. And we love that. And we're also pretty influenced by other contemporary bands that we feel capture that, like the Tedeschi Trucks band and, you know, things like that.
It's so funny because what I do is I will lie down at night and I'll be going through TikTok and I will always save the 70s and 80s stuff. I don't care if you're a five-piece group. I don't care if you're a band like yourselves with horns and, you know, there was just something about the musicianship and the storytelling in the songs and the vibrant vocals. And I feel those three elements is what you guys represent.
Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, I thank you so much. That's all I can say to that. It just makes me so happy that comes across because that is our priority. Absolutely. The songs and the storytelling, like whatever, in terms of like recording approach or like instrumentation or arrangement approach, it's like whatever's going to serve the song, you know, that every song has its own heart, you know, and that is what needs to be served. And yeah, that seemed to be what was going on in a lot of those records back then.
Definitely. And you guys help bring it right back. But the name of the group, where does that come from?
Oh, I mean, it came from a joke, really. Like we heard our friend make a joke about someone. He was talking about someone who had just bought their dream car, and the guy who had just bought the car said to him, "Well, it was secondhand, you know, it was used." And he said, "Well, it's a secondhand dream car." And we all, the three of us who are the kind of the core members of the band, we heard him say that, and we had been fighting over band names at that time, like, and we couldn't agree on anything. Like it was a thing that was going on, and we all heard him say that, and we kind of looked at each other and we thought, well, it kind of has a ring to it, you know? And so it kind of became, it just became the band name. And we had a period where we doubted it after that. We thought, oh, maybe that's not right. And we tried to find something different. We fought some more over names. We couldn't agree. And then we realized we were just stuck with this one and have kind of come to realize over time since then that it does have something in it in terms of like, that, you know, it, like you were saying, that there's something in there about that used things, or you know, vintage things, that they have something, they've stood the test of time. And but they're not new and flashy and shiny, they're kind of earthy and, you know, rooted in like real life and grit, you know, like, so it has that, but we didn't choose it or pick it because of that significance.
Do you realize now, no matter what happens in Hamilton, you guys will either, for the rest of your careers, be known as either the Juno Award winning band or the Juno nominated band. Nobody can ever take that away from you guys. So your introduction is going to be one or the other. How does that feel knowing that you will now have that statement for the rest of the band's career?
Well, it feels wonderful because, you know, it's a tough business and it's a hustle, and you know,
Yeah.
you gotta work hard for everything, and you gotta you're always trying to convince people they should book you for their festival, or you know, give you whatever opportunity it is. And to be able to say that, obviously it adds an undeniable air of legitimacy that just gets you that much further down the road with anything that you're pursuing. And that is only something to be tremendously grateful for, you know.
Y'all deserve it. What are the plans? Do you know yet? Like, have you booked your hotel? Oh, look, I booked my hotel because I'll be there covering it. I made
Nice.
sure I booked early because I knew once the nominations came out, there was going to be a mad rush. Do you have your hotels? Are you still picking out clothes to wear for the dinner and the red carpets and the show? And are you making any performances? And will there be any performances from you guys?
Um, Not
I
that
know
I
I threw a
know
lot of
of.
questions at you.
I don't think there'll be any performances. in terms of the planning, we have booked our hotels. Yeah, we're on top of that. I'm still trying to wrap my head around like all the different events that there are and all, how many outfits do I need? Like, but but I have personally I have bought a couple of things. I like to buy things at vintage stores, so I've been trolling the vintage stores here in Edmonton, and yeah, I've got a couple of things. The other guys are sorting themselves out collectively in terms of their outfits. It's so funny. This is not it's not something I'm used to spending a lot of time thinking about, but it's fun. And yeah, we've got our flights booked. I think we're on top of things. It's a lot. It's going to be a real whirlwind weekend, isn't it? My
You
gosh.
know, of course you'll see this interview afterwards, but the way your face is lighting up, just knowing what's going on down there. I absolutely love this for you. And I hope
Thanks.
you and the rest of the band can take in every moment of the experience because it is an amazing thing to be part of, and y'all deserve it. You really do. What are the plans after the Junos? Are there going to be shows? Do you think you'll take this and travel across Canada? What's happening?
Well, in the immediate future, we've got a bunch of shows around Alberta through April. We've got like a little mini tour. We're starting to stack up some festival shows for the summer. We're going to have a pretty busy summer. And in the fall, we're releasing our second album, which we just recorded last month. So we'll put on shows around Alberta to release that. So far, there are no concrete plans to get out east. It's a big, there's a big barrier for a Western Canadian band getting out east just
Yeah.
because Canada's so big, and we got 9 people. So, but I'm hoping that as catalyzed by this nomination, amongst other things, we're hoping that that's in the future, not too far in the future for us to get out east. And in the meantime,
And
this will be a really fun road trip for us to get out there.
and for the kids who don't know this, back in the 70s and 80s, bands had there was 9 pieces, there were 10 pieces, there were 12 people in the bands. So you guys are absolutely doing it old school. Congratulations on the nomination. I will look for you guys on the red carpet. I cannot wait to talk to y'all in person and try to squeeze everybody in and get a picture. But
Nice.
like I said, please enjoy the full experience and congratulations again.
Oh, thanks very much.